Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Sisters in
Wellies!
If you can tell by what we're holding, we are going to be doing a bit of worming today and sorting through some stock. So as you can see by our outfits, the temperature has dropped a little bit.
It's gotten cold, and not only that, but it's starting to get a bit wet now. So this is where keeping the cows out, well, the cattle then, is lush, but it's so important you keep an eye on them, and as soon as the weather changes, just like sort of stick with them a bit. So that's what we're going to do today, is bring some in probably.
So yeah, we're gonna bring you with us for one group that we're gonna sort through worm, and then yeah, bring some in. But obviously you'll see everything now as we do it, and we hope you enjoy.
So we have got little help.
You say hello? Hello. You got your gloves on ready to go, Erin? So the cattle we're bringing in are out in the field, so we go down this lane and then they'll run across there. So the first thing we got to do is shut everything on the lane so it's nice and secure for them to run in. So they'll run all the way up to the yard there and then back down through the race. So obviously those two gates and any doors, we just got to make sure they're closed. Aaron's making sure we keep up the pace. So yeah, you can see the sky's looking pretty moody. It's actually not a terrible day today now. And that's the thing, it's quite important just to keep an eye on the weather, because you might have one really wet day, but then the rest of the week might be quite dry. So you don't have to necessarily go into a panic, but it's just a case of keeping the numbers low and just keeping an eye on everything.
So we've put this fence on electric, so the cattle are just in the fields by there, and they just have to run down this lane and in. They have done it plenty now, and they are trained on electric, but I don't know if you can remember, because we did do a YouTube on it, but the first time we ever ran them up this field, they dispersed over the whole farm, breaking about 10 wires and posts, and it
was tragic to say the least.
And then we had 5 of us, whilst for now there's 2.5 of us, if you can count the half.
That's the half.
So yeah, we've put on electric. That's really important. If it's not on electric, they work it out in a minute of seconds. That makes sense. So yeah, it's good to go. So now we just need to get them in.
Yeah, so that's the solar panel then that's giving it electric, and now yeah, just go and get them. So the gals on the fence are ready in position.
We're ready.
And these are the calves, so they should hopefully just come on out because they are waiting to come. Just open the gate and let them run up, hopefully. We don't like to push them too hard going up this lane, just because we don't want to give them a reason to spook and go through the fence. So I tend to keep Lottie on a lead. She's pretty good, but she does like to sort of run them more so I just keep her a bit more under control. But yeah, it's just keeping an eye. Like that one's obviously grazing along the fence line now, so it's just keeping on top of them. So calm and collective, slow and steady wins the race. There's been a couple that have thought they could come into this field and then they've touched the fence and soon enough stopped. So yeah, the electric fence is literally just guiding them in. It's just stopping them coming into this field, because as you can see, this field is pretty massive and they would just be running around it then. It would be fine because they are trained on electric now, so we would be able to get them back in, but it would just be a small job turning into a big job. So just walking along the lane, you can tell just by looking at them that they're ready to come in. So we are going to bring in most of them, to be honest, and keep out about 15 just for another week or so and give them a bail out. And they are being wormed today, as we said as well. There's like a nice bank there of lush grass, so they're just making the most of that as they make their way in. Why not? Erin's been watching a lot of Peppa Pig lately, so she's making the most of the muddy puddles. Okay, once we get them out of this bit, it's all straightforward then. It's a closed up lane, so they can't go anywhere. So, step 1 complete!
Woo!
Yeah!
High five!
Here they come. Meow, moving a bit quicker now. Yeah, your friends are in there, aren't they? They've actually come from inside these sheds where their friends are, so it's very appealing to go in there. And the farm is in sight.
Lottie's just sanding them down for me. So we always let them run up so that it's like appealing for them to run all the way in. And then we just run them straight back down into the race setup there then. Down they go. They're very used to Lottie, so as much as she's barking a lot, it does really help to send them on, but they're not like scared of her, so it works really well.
Okay, so we've got them in, so we've filled the race, we've shut the end, so we're going to do these calves first. So everyone needs to be wormed, whether they're coming in or staying out. So Poppy's going to go down the line and worm them, which I will film, and she'll tell you a bit more about that. But I'm also just going to cut their tails. Again, whether they're coming in or going out, this time of year it's obviously a bit more mucky, a bit more wet. And sometimes when they poo and when they lie on the floor and all muck can build up around their tails, especially when they get quite long. So I'm not going to do like a massive haircut, like I'm not going to become a hairdresser. All I'm going to do, you can feel the end of her bone. I just go slightly below that, chop it off, and just like that. Just literally get rid of that, like you can see it's like quite dirty already and quite mangly, like just get rid of that. It just helps keep the cows clean, keep everything clean. That's the most important thing we want really, is for them to stay fit and healthy, and cleanliness is a big part of that.
If anyone needs a hairdresser in their salon, you know who to call. Grooming is a process that we start from the moment they go out, really. So when they first go out, we'll wait 6 weeks until we do our first worming. So the reason for that is because the cattle actually have to have worms in their system in order for it to work. So what this does is it will kill any worms, parasites, fleas, any kind of irritant that could live in the body. It will work to kill that and therefore stop them getting ill. But if they do, it's not really a preventative thing, so if they don't have worms, it actually wouldn't do anything for them. So that's the reason we have to wait 6 weeks before we can do it. And then what we do is through the summer we repeat it then between certain periods. It depends on the age. So the younger cattle, we do it sooner because they're that bit younger, they're more vulnerable. They're more likely to be susceptible to any diseases that would come from it. Whereas the older cattle have already built up a bit of an immunity, so they tend to need it done less often, basically. So we use a pour-on wormer for the younger cattle purely because it's so much easier. I'm able to just go down the race here and do them all one after each other. The other major bonus with pour-on is that we don't have to use any needles, so we don't have to inject them at all.
Since TB testing, we've found a massive difference because they're having injections every 60 days of TB testing. They've become a little bit worried about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so chilled for them, like they barely know that's happening. And then this whole row can just leave as one, and it's just a really, really stress-free process. So we just find that super beneficial to use the pour-on.
We've just gone down the race and discussed it with each other, so we're going to put the first one down, so she's going to stay out because she's got a really nice belly on her, she's in really good condition, she's a nice strong heifer. Then we're going to put the next two up, they're going to come in for winter. Then we've got 3 going down, they're going to go out to a bale, and then you've got a whole load coming in and then a big heifer at the end. So we just discussed it before doing it, just make our lives a lot easier. And then we just sort it on the splitting gate. So this is what we mean by they can just all run out, as they're all just walking up the line.
The happier they can be going through the race system, the better, because it does just make all the routine work we've got to do that much easier, and just easier for us, easier for them.
Yeah, between being wormed every 6 weeks, TB testing every 60 days, plus then as you've seen last week with BVD and lacto in, there's just lots for them to do.
We've now got our second line of cattle into the race. We are literally just going to do exactly the same thing. Josie's going to go down cutting their tails, and I'm going to follow with the wormer, and then we'll sort through them and split them off. Job's a good one.
So we use up a bottle of wormer before we start a new one. Annoyingly, Poppy had wormed this whole race, and on the last heifer ran out of wormer.
How inconsiderate of that heifer.
Erin's finding the heifer behind her very funny, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because what's she doing?
She's not behind me, is she?
She's sniffing onto Poppy's bottom.
Me.
No, she's not doing anything.
She's not doing anything that I can see.
So the only thing with the pour on is it can't be tipping it down with rain, and it's preferably better not to do it on a really, really hot day either, because it will all evaporate. So today's like a perfect day really, because it's not raining, it's not due to rain now until tonight. So it will soak into their skin nicely because it's not too hot, it's definitely not too cold, and yeah, it's like the perfect weather for pour on. We're on our last line. The last ones are always a bit silly, aren't they? Well done, Auntie Poppy and Lottie. The last row. Nearly done. We finished! Woohoo! Done it!
We've done it!
Woohoo! Nice work, team! So we've split off 20 heifers that are in really good condition, doing really well. They've been wormed, so they'll only do better as well. And they're going to go back out to a bale. And then we've got 30 heifers coming in for winter. So they're going to go to the cuticles with some silage, constant supply of food, constant supply of water. And they'll also do a lot better for being in.
You think we did a good job?
Yeah.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the home to where these calves will be going. So on the whole, it is basically ready to go. You just got little bits to pick up out the way. This gate will have to be moved, which is pretty large and pretty heavy. But yeah, Josie's just putting some lime down now on the beds. That will just kill any bacteria that might be sitting on there from the summer where they've not been in use. Get rid of that plastic. And yeah, just getting everything nice and clean and ready for the calves to come in. And of course, we will have to give them some silage. So at the minute, they haven't got any there because we haven't had any cattle in here yet. So I'll put some silage out for them. So yeah, not too much to do. When the cattle leave the cubicles to go out for summer, that's why like it's quite important that we just clean the beds off, scrape it all out, make sure it's really tidy when they go out. So when it comes to them coming back in, it's just like so much easier. We just got to put lime down, give them some silage, and then they can come in then. So Poppy's going to feed these and the heifers next door. So next door is our bulling heifers. They're with the bull at the minute. I'll film it. On the way to their new home. Lottie's sanding them up for us. We're a bit low on numbers, otherwise we'd have someone helping her, but she's doing a really good job. There's a few places we like to stand just to make sure they don't go where they shouldn't. Here they come. So now they're in, they'll be having clamp silage every day. They'll be really happy now. They're already enjoying a good munch. And that will help them to grow into really nice big heifers and cattle then. So the next jobber is to sand these ones that are going back to the field back down. So Aaron and Josie are just behind them. We're just stopping them coming here. Off they go.
Yeah, so now there is literally less than half of them. So we put 20 back out. They're gonna have a lot more chance now to all be able to eat that bale and basically make the most of everything they've got. So the ones that have come back out will still have the chance now to grow really well. And yeah, they'll be really, really happy now. So still got the whole field. The grass will be growing a tiny bit, but they'll mostly be relying on that bale now to keep them going. And that's the job done, isn't it, Erin?
Yeah. Are the cows happy now? They did a really good job of running down, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who's going to be proud of them?
So that's that group sorted through, ready for the winter. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. Did you enjoy, Erin?
Have you enjoyed this morning? Yeah, it's been cold, isn't it?
Yeah,
we definitely chose the right time to bring them in because today is the first day it's just been cold.
Yeah, you can see a massive change in the temperature today.
Yeah.
So yeah, we timed it perfectly, really. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Erin.
Bye.
Good
Good
girl.
girl.